We choose each other every day.
Right.
Every day we make a choice. Every day, through hardship, through difficulties, through anger, through disappointments,
Right.
we deliberately make a choice to choose each other every day, to say I do every single day. Hello. I am Diane, and this is
Ash.
And welcome back to our podcast series. And this is called Stay Entangled. So for those who are new, Stay Entangled, we focus on marriages, family, and how God has intended it to be. And if you are returning, welcome back. You are up for a very exciting episode today.
All right, what are we talking about today?
We are going to do a deep dive into the 3 C's of marriage. 3 C's of marriage. And these 3 C's are here to help you and us to ensure that we are in the will and purpose of God for our marriage.
All right, I love it. Sounds good. Let's dive in.
So the first C we're going to talk about is the choice. Your choice that you made to be with your partner. Your intentional choice to be with your partner. And we want to talk about how we choose each other every day.
Right.
Every day we make a choice. Every day, through hardship, through difficulties, through anger, through upset, through disappointments,
right,
we deliberately make a choice to choose each other every day, to say I do every single day. So some couples made the mistake. Okay, I said I do to you years ago at the altar, and that's it. And you forget that you have to still choose your partner, still choose them. Things are going to happen, and you're still saying, I still want to be married.
I still do.
I still do. I still want to be married. Marriage really strives in the power of choice.
Right.
In the power of choice. And we're going to connect scriptures to these 3 C's. And it has helped us, and we're hoping that it helps you today.
Right.
So we're going into Joshua 24, verse 15. And it talks about choosing this day who you will serve. Of course, that's not talking about marriage, it's talking about devotion to God. But it is parallel to choosing every time, choosing this marriage, making that marital commitment, being deliberate, making that choice to honor and serve your spouse. Not in the sense that I'm a slave to you,
no.
But you're serving in honor,
right,
in respect, in love.
Right.
And you may ask, okay, Diane, Nash, how do I choose my partner every day when I'm hurting? How do I choose him or her every day when this is not what he promised me? This is not what we agreed on. When we met and when we decided we're going to be together forever, your partner maybe was a different person, earning a different way,
right,
looking a different way.
Right.
And how do I repeatedly choose this person? And our answer to you is love is unconditional.
Right. And the scripture says that love covers a multitude of sins.
I tell you, use the word, man.
You're always putting me on the spot, though. So, because it covers a multitude of sins, it means that I'm going to serve you despite your weaknesses, despite the flaws, despite the shortcomings. It doesn't mean that my service to you is conditional. It's not based on you being your best self, even when your worst self shows up. Because I made a choice. And I made the vows to be with you forever until death.
Until death.
Yes.
Right.
It therefore means that I will serve you even when you don't deserve, in my eyes, to be served. But because there's a greater commitment in play, much like with God to us. Even when we are at our worst,
there's still love.
He still shows up.
There's still love.
You wake up every morning, you have breath in your lungs, you have a roof over your head. Even if you don't have a roof over your head, the fact that you wake up, He's still doing His part. Though you are a mess right now. And when we insert that principle into our marriage, then we find that it makes it easier for us to see it from this perspective to say, listen, I'm going to serve. Yes. Despite what's going on with you, I'm going to serve you.
Yes. And going back to the power of choice and connecting scripture, we're going into Colossians 3, verse 14. It says, and above all these things, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. Above all.
Yes.
So you're choosing your partner above all imperfections.
Right.
In love.
Right.
Now if you can't do this, you need to ask yourself, am I in love with my partner? Am I in love with my husband? Am I in love with my spouse?
Right.
To make that choice. So those are some hard conversations that you're going to have with each other. Right. Making that choice. And then saying it to your partner every day that I choose you. I choose you. I am deliberately making the choice. And I'm saying I am with you forever.
But I believe it becomes easier when you have a why, because most times people struggle with making that choice every day, because if the why is, oh, you're beautiful, you're attractive, then as you age, you might lose that beauty.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that my service to you, my commitment to you, my choice changes.
Yes, it should.
When the why is bigger than just something as fleeting as just an emotion, then it becomes more compelling. And your decision to continue to serve and to show up every day, making that choice to be there, it's more potent. Because you find that the why drives you even on days when you really don't want to.
It does. And knowing that it's a commitment. It is a commitment that you've made. It's a promise that you've made.
Right.
And you're keeping your promise. But if you are struggling to find that why, if you're struggling to find that how can I still love? How can I still choose them? Then we recommend you go into prayer and you ask the Lord, Lord, show me.
Right.
Show me how to use your love, Jesus.
Right.
Your love in my heart and put it towards my husband or my wife. That is it. Because this flesh definitely can be a deterrent. But when we put the flesh aside and our minds and how we feel, and we say, Lord, show me how to love him. Show me how to love her, despite all that I'm seeing now. And he will.
Yeah. And the scripture also says that husbands should love a wife as Christ loves the church.
Yes.
And the love that God has for his people is a love that covers.
Yes.
It's a love that covers.
Yes.
What am I getting at? If you practice that love that covers despite your flaws, remember, love covers a multitude of sins. And despite your flaws, I'm going to cover you. So I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to do what I need to do to ensure that you are covered. You're okay, right? Despite the flaws that are being displayed right now.
Yes.
Your temper is getting out of control and your attitude is not really nice right now. But my love for you can diffuse all of that and change your trajectory and turn you into a better person.
Yes.
It can change your direction.
Yes.
And cause you to walk a new path. Because, okay, now I am showing you love despite all the anger and everything that you're dealing with. I've seen people that have been, broken, just broken, and they're just venomous. They spit a lot of hate, and it's just hard being around them. And someone comes in their life and it just changed. Why?
Why?
Love.
Exactly. Love.
Showing
them love even after you're spitting all of this. Someone seeing, I think that's the best thing. Someone seeing your worst, seeing you at your worst and your most,
and still choosing to love,
and still says I love you, still hug you in the night, still kiss you, still comfort you, still cuddle, still there.
The
even
prickly
when
you are.
You're like, no. And I'm laughing because I can be very prickly at times, and I remember just recently I was so mad. I was so mad, and he was leaving the house, and he says, "Come on, I need to get my kiss before I leave." I'm like, "No, you need to go. You need to go. I'm not." And he's and and even though I was so angry, he was able to still show love. And I was like, no, 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 no. You need to go. I'm not doing anything. But choosing.
Yes.
Choosing to love, choosing that person all the time. Doesn't matter what's happening.
Right.
That is the first C of marriage. We're going to number 2. And this, I connect with it so much because I strongly believe in God's providence and God orchestrating things. So, and the second C is chance. Embracing God's providence in your marriage. Chance. Now, we already know that when 2 people meet, it's not by chance. It's really not by chance.
Yeah, purpose.
But it's purpose.
Yeah.
And when chance comes in under the umbrella of God's will and purpose, people are coming together. Scenarios are being created. Instances are happening. You are coming 2 different paths, and then you are now crossing. That is the providence. That is God's will.
Yeah.
And that is the chance we're talking about. And understanding that your marriage came together because the Lord orchestrated it. And it comes under the umbrella of chance. What are the chances are? What are the chances that you're going to meet in a cafe? What are the chances you're going to meet in a taxi? What are the chances? And you met because it was the Lord that did so.
Right.
So Nash and I, we met in college. In college, and at that time, I didn't even know he was apostolic. We went to the same college, and we met because I was doing a la carte service under my course, and we needed to get people to come and dine at the restaurant, and that's how we met. And that was very brief, very brief. No communication after that. And then we're at this conference.
Yeah,
church conference. And here am I walking to the conference. He's walking out, and we like bumped into each other. We're like, are you apostolic?
Yeah.
And like, what? And that was it. And then we didn't talk for years. We didn't see each other for a long time. And then
we saw each other, but from a distance. Because we're on campus, we would see each other, but
but we didn't. No communication. But when we're talking about chance under God's will and purpose and God orchestrating things, here comes years after.
Yeah.
He shows up at my church.
And that was a chance as well. That was by chance as well. Because what happened was I was looking for a church.
There you go.
And a friend of mine who is a backslider.
Yes, I remember.
She's a backslider. And she said to me, there's a church close by my house. I hear them through my window. And they're quite noisy. They're on fire.
Apostolic.
Yes.
Hey.
They're on fire. And she was like, you know what? Come to church on Sunday. So I showed up at church and she didn't show up. She invited me, but she didn't show up. And I went to church and I walked in and there she was. And I'm like, what?
Again. And I saw him. I'm like, I know this guy. I know this guy, you know? So again, when we go back to scripture, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 says, to everything there is a season.
That's right.
And a time to every purpose under heaven. So if you believe that your marriage under God is not God's timing, then you are wrong. God's timing and chance moments is what we're talking about. His timing, things happening under the umbrella of chance for your marriage, you always go back to that we met, we aligned, we connected because of it was God's perfect timing and His will.
But there's another side to that as well. That because it's timing, we can mess that up.
Yes.
Because God will bring someone in a season. And because we are so hurt, we are so broken, and we have not yet healed, we allow that to pass because we did not perceive that this was the season where though you're not healed, here comes your healing. Because again, love covers the cracks.
Yes.
So here comes your healing. And you push your healing away. Because you didn't perceive that this is it. Correct. And the season passes and you recycle that pain for another season.
Until maybe the same person comes again.
Yeah.
Right? But
someone else. It could be someone else, right? But they are coming with the same spirit, the same attitude, the same patience. That's required
for you to
heal that wound.
So understanding that in your marriage, you both meeting, getting married, being together, yes, it comes under the second C of marriage. The third and final one is change. And we have spoken about change in so many other episodes. We want to talk about it again today. Because change in marriage is it's inevitable, and it's growth through transformation. It allows also your love to grow for the person if you understand what change is happening.
Or how to handle the change.
Or how to handle the change. So for a marriage to be successful, you have to always keep that in mind. That my spouse, my partner, my husband, my wife, they're going to change. They're going to change, and we need to be adaptable for that. We need to understand that change is needed. It is needed for a successful marriage. 17, 20 years ago, I was a different person. I was a different size. I had a tiny waist and, different everything.
You're still beautiful, though.
Oh, look at that.
That's still attractive.
Right? So change, but learning to love each other and understand and respect that I knew him back then, and I'm seeing the man he has become, and he's growing and expanding. That growth now grows my love for him. It does. It does.
The scripture tells us that for everything there's a season. There's a time for everything under the sun. So there's a time to plant. There's a time to pluck up that which was planted.
I like that.
There's a time to reap. Yeah. There's also time for healing. There's time for rest. There's time for growth. You just mentioned growth. And I was having a conversation just recently with a friend of mine, and I was sharing that I feel sometimes like I'm in a slingshot and I'm being pulled backwards. I see that I'm on the verge of being released.
Yes.
But I have to be pulled back a little bit. So that I can go further.
So you can go further.
And that's one of the things that I find in our marriage, that sometimes it feels as though we're being pulled back. And it's not because we are failing. It doesn't equate to failure. It just means that, okay, for now, we're in a season of planting. And it means that when you plant, if you understand what happens to a seed when it's planted, it dies.
It dies.
It dies first. It's in a dark place, a dark, cold place for a while, and then it sprouts. But then when it sprouts, sooner or later, it begins to produce. So embracing that change, embracing that newness, can make or break, depending on how you deal with that, how you treat that newness. It can make or break that period of transformation, growth, and the ultimate, production.
But if we connect it to scripture, it says, "Be transformed." By the renewing of your mind. right?
Yeah.
So if we renew our mind all the time and connect it to change, then it should help. And that is in Romans 12 verse 2.
Right.
Very powerful. Renewing of your mind and being transformed to connect with your partner, to connect with your spouse. Okay, he's on a different path. Let me renew my mind.
Yes. Let's see what's in front of us now. Yeah. What's happening now?
Yes.
And let's change the perspective to view this.
To view this right
as
now.
It is right now.
As it is right now. Yes. And going back to scripture, if we're going in Ephesians, it says, put away your old self. Move away your old self, your old mind, your old beliefs. This is what should have happened. This is what should have happened 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Put that aside. That is your old self now. You're in a new season with change happening that should be positive for your marriage.
You see, nature teaches us a lot, but we don't pay attention to it.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Nature teaches us that seasons come and they go.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And for each season, it's a different thing that happens to the environment. So there's a wet season. There's a dry season.
Yes.
There's a cold.
There's a cold.
There's a season for growth.
Yes.
Right?
Season for heat.
Yes. And when all these are happening, there are certain things that are tied to that season. There are certain things that happen only in that season.
Yes.
Right? I think the challenge with us, the problem with us as humans, is that we expect to produce in all seasons.
Yeah.
And that's impossible.
It's impossible. You cannot produce, you cannot reap in all seasons.
Right.
No.
Right.
Some seasons is just to keep your head down, just to survive.
Right.
If it's the cold winter, just to survive. We need to ride this out until it passes.
Yeah.
Right? And then you prepare for it.
Right.
You prepare for when the cold season comes again. How do you prepare your marriage? How do you prepare your heart?
Right.
What are both of you deciding on? Okay, we just went through one of our worst times. If this happens again, what is our game plan?
How do we survive this?
How do we survive this if it happens again?
Right.
And the scenario may be different, but the test of your marriage is still the same.
Right.
It is a testing of your marriage that we have to understand is there. It comes to break.
Right.
It comes to destroy. And if you decide that we are going to send our roots further down in this marriage, so it doesn't matter what wind comes, what wind of change decide to hit it, our roots are deep down.
Right.
And we'll be fine if we keep it together.
That's right. I love it. I love it.
So,
I love it.
Understanding overall that marriage is a divine journey. It is a divine journey that you cannot do by yourself.
No,
you can't do it by yourself. It is impossible. You need God's intervention. You need for him to come in sometimes and help you, help us.
It's group work.
Project, homework, assignments.
Yeah. It's group work. We got to work on this together.
On it together. And knowing that the answer may not come now.
Right.
We have had arguments and we have not come to a decision. We're like, okay, let's wait because the answer is going to come. The solution is going to come. It's going to happen. We just need to be patient and wait on the Lord to show us the solution.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. So these 3 C's, they're imperative in your marriage to remain faithful, to remain consistent, to remain in love with your partner, with your spouse, husband, wife. So I hope you learned something today. I hope you are now taking your notes. Listen, when you're watching this, get your pen, paper, take notes because you're going to go back in the hard conversations, in your date nights, in your pillow talks. Like, okay, let's go back to these 3 C's. Let us choose each other each day.
Right.
Despite what happens, choose each other each day. Understanding that your relationship was orchestrated by God under chance. He made it happen for both of you to meet. So don't waste that. Don't take that for granted. And then 3, knowing that change is happening and change means growth and you need to transform your mind.
That's right. So
you can adapt and adjust to change.
That's right. I love it. All right. That's it for us today.
Thank you so much for watching. Check us again. Another one is coming out
That's
pretty
right.
soon.
See you soon.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye.